Let's study the poem The Pilgrim. The poet is anonymous. The Pilgrim. The poet is anonymous. About the poem. The poem conveys a message that everyone should help others with selflessness. The tone of the poem is serious and thought-provoking. The narrative of the poem is direct with some archaic language. The description is vivid. This is an inspiring and touching poem with a strong message. It tells us about an old man who is unselfish. After he has crossed a deep chasm, he stops to build a bridge to help a youth who is coming along the same path, even though the old man knows that he himself will never ever have the change to cross that bridge. The Pilgrim. A pilgrim, going a lone highway, came at evening, cold and grey, to a chasm, deep and vast and wide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The chasm held no fear for him. But he paused when he reached the other side, and built a bridge to span the tide. "Old man," said a fellow pilgrim near, "why waste your time in building here? Your journey ends with the close of the day. You never again will pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build ye here at eventide?" The pilgrim raised his old grey head. "My friend, in the path I've come," he said, "there followeth after me today a fair-headed youth, who must pass this way. The chasm which held no fears for me, to the fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He, too, must cross in the twilight dim. My friend, I am building this bridge for him." The Pilgrim. The poet is unknown, but the poem is very meaningful. Let's study the poem in simple language. The poem conveys a message of inculcating the ideals of philanthropy and kindness in oneself. This poem is about an old man who crosses a chasm during evening and realizes that anybody who comes after him will have to face the same difficulties as him while crossing. So he builds a bridge for the unknown traveler who will follow later. This poem also signifies that experienced people should make roads and pathways easier for the young people who follow. Philanthropy means voluntary promotion of human welfare. What does the pilgrim say to the old man? The pilgrim inquires on the reason of building the bridge. Since the old man has completed his journey and will not cross the bridge again, what message is the poet trying to convey through the old man's reply? Think about the future generation. Leave behind younghood things which can be enjoyed by the youth of the future. Any reply which discusses about contributing for in the life of future generations. Marginal questions. What did the pilgrim do? Although he had already crossed the chasm, the pilgrim built a bridge to span the tide. What puzzled the fellow pilgrim? The fellow pilgrim were puzzled because the old man had crossed the chasm and then built the bridge, which was of no use to him. What could be the third pilgrim? The third pilgrim could be a fair-haired youth. Answer in your own words. Why did the old man have no need to build a bridge across the chasm? Because he had no fear, and had crossed the chasm. What explanation did he give to the fellow pilgrim for his thoughtful deed? He said, "After him a fair-headed youth is following. He may be afraid to cross." What message does the poem convey to all of us? We should think about our fellow beings. Figures of speech. Tautology. If two or more words in the same line convey the same meaning. For example, it brought joy and cheer. Here joy and cheer, both words have same meaning. They groaned with aches and pains. Here aches and pains, both words have same meaning. Inversion. Poets often change the proper grammatical order or word in the line of a poem in order to make the lines rhyme, or to emphasize upon something. For examples: up came the sun, down the hill it flowed. The correct order of words should be like: the sun came up, it flowed down the hill. Interrogation or rhetorical questions. When a question is asked in order to create a dramatic effect, and not to get an answer in a line of the poem. For example, what is this life, if full of care? When can their glory fade? We have studied the poem, The Pilgrim. Hope you enjoyed it.